y'all for tuning in to another episode of My Take. And this one, I want to talk about the WNBA, which I told y'all I'll be covering a little more. And it's not just because of Caitlin Clark or just a few ladies. It's something that I've been actually trying to do. I do media, so I've been trying to involve women a lot more. But I'm gonna be honest with y'all, my effort of trying to help women, I'm telling you, a lot of them don't accept it. So even if I'm going to pro amateur leagues where women is predominantly playing in the league or whatever, they still don't want nobody there. They don't want nobody recording their games. So I said, okay, if that's what it is, then that's what it is. But I'm going to cover the WNBA a lot more. And I came across an article. I think it was about 3 days old or something like that. But it was just talking about something that Angel Reese said, and I wasn't privy to it because I wasn't paying attention. But it made me go back to the time where I seen Don Staley make a statement that I think is going to potentially hurt the WNBA. Because I'm gonna be flat out honest with y'all. See, the government, they can try to force people to watch it. I mean, they could try to force people to allow, men to play in the WNBA's game. They can do that, but they can't force the viewership. They can't force people to watch men playing in the WNBA. So it is going to hurt it. But when she made a comment, I think that comment, really hurt the potentially the the game for women, right? I think women has been raising their hand, yelling, saying that, oh, we need X, Y, and Z. You get X, Y, and Z, but then you continue to fight somehow against men. Now the men who want to call themselves women wants to come in your lead, and you've been fighting for the identity of men being able to say that they're women, and now that these same men saying that, okay, now we want to play in your league, we want to play in the WNBA, which is going to take the spot of a lot of other women, right? Because if you're going with the best players, what if the man is the better player? So that way, that means that he takes a spot of a naturally born woman, a biological woman. So the fight that they've been trying to fight against social order has now came back to almost bite them, right? So we talk about the whole Title IX thing. So I think that during the process of them of about 18 million people watching the actual game, it became a dangerous thing because you got feminists that continue to fight for trans men or trans men that want to be called women to have a space in women's identity, right? So now they fought for it so much that they didn't see the impact of that fight, of them trying to fight for men that to have the identity of woman, how it would turn out to bite them. So let's listen to how I'm going to read this real quick. So listen to the statement that Don Staley made the night that they won. She said, "Damn." When asked the question, she said, "Damn, you got deep on me. You didn't." She said, Staley responded, said, I'm of the opinion, if a woman, you if you're a woman, you should play. If you're identify yourself as a woman and you want to play the sports, vice versa, you should be able to play. Now, where is that dangerous? Why is that dangerous? That's dangerous because first of all, you inviting men to come and play into a woman's sports. And y'all seen what happened with the swimmer. Was one of the worst swimmers in the men's section. Came to women's, section and basically became the number one in everything, right? I know a lot of feminists don't want to believe this, but women cannot do physically better than what men can do. They cannot do, they're not physically stronger. They're not uh um more physically gifted. They can't jump higher, right? Maybe if you talk about shooting, maybe that might be a case because everybody can shoot, and plus women shoot with a different size ball. But when you look at the dynamics of it, if they actually allow men to play in the WNBA, not only the momentum that they have with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese being in the WNBA, not only would that dissipate, nobody's going to watch them, and they possibly may not even have a league. Because if you're saying this league was created for women that can't compete in the NBA, and for them to allow men that just going to say, oh, you know what? I identify as a woman, so therefore, I should be allowed to play in the NCAA tournament, and I should be allowed to play in the men's basketball, right? It's not going to sit well with a lot of people. Despite what they're trying to tell you, I'm telling you what it's going to be. And then not only that, the women that fought for men to have this type of identity, they're going to also be in a position to where it's like, hold on, okay, we fought for y'all to have an identity, but now y'all taking real women that was born, that was born women. Y'all want to take our spot, and now it's like half and half. So basically, all the women, all the women's fight in the rights that they fought for is still being overcame by men. You fought for a identity, but now somehow you're still being affected because the one situation that y'all had in the WNBA is now in jeopardy because you guys want to fight for men to have a woman's space. And in that regard, a woman's space will be the WNBA. And if they want to play in that, you can't discriminate, right? See, these are all the things that y'all fought, that y'all fought for, far as for social order, and now it's kind of turn around to bite you, because any space that a biological man occupy in a WNBA is a space taken by a biological woman. See, that man that went to the WNBA possibly can play in the NBA. But I know the woman that got a spot taken from her can't go play in the WNBA. She's not physically gifted. She's not going to be able to do it. Now, everybody's saying Caitlin Clark is the best thing out there, the best woman ever, right? Even she can't play in the NBA. It won't look good. It won't be a good look. There won't be much of anything. You'll see that, okay, yeah, she's good for women, but she's not going to be that good when it comes to the NBA. And just think, what if somebody in the NBA says, you know what? I'm not really doing this well in this league. Man, let me go identify the woman, go to the WNBA, and then all of a sudden breaking all the records that's not going to be attainable. What are y'all going to say then? So basically, everything was twofold. See, you fought for something without knowing the income, and you fought against the social order of life, right? You never see a lion fight against a lion, or the habitat that they're in. You never see a monkey fight against the habitat they're in. You never see nobody else fight against their own social order, right? Now that you seeing everything is flipped around and upside down. So what are they going to do? I just know that the statement that Don Staley made potentially help propel destruction for the WNBA, because like I said, you can basically make somebody allow you um, to allow men to play in a woman's space, but you can't make nobody watch it. So if nobody's going to the games and nobody else is watching, then what are y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna try to guilt everybody to not playing in the league? I mean, to not coming to the games, for not coming to the games and not want to see men in a woman's space. Like, what are y'all gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting, man. It is definitely interesting. But I think honestly, Don Staley, she said that because she don't want any backlash. She don't want any backlash. And the stance that women have fought for when it came to trans men and all that is now they have to face the fight. Now, how much do you believe all the things that you said? How much do you believe that men should be able to identify as women if they feel like they are women? How much would you identify at that? I mean, how much do you hold those sentiments still, being that that same person you fought for may be in position to take your spot in your space? So do you still feel that way? And do you feel that way because you're no longer playing basketball? So if you get a biological man that played at the time that you played, would you not feel a type of way? Having a certain space is the reason why a lot of biological women fought, right? Because they did not feel like it was right to allow men to dominate certain areas. But now you got somebody that's a lot more physically gifted than you. So, hey man, I'll say this. If you guys okay with it, then it is what it is. But don't complain about the outcome when y'all allow that biological man to play in y'all league and y'all feel like he's just that much more physical than what you able to sustain. Don't cry about it. So if you're gonna fight for it, fight for it. But if you're going to fight against the identity of a biological man that identify himself as a woman, you gotta fight the same fight to not allow that same person to invade the spaces of straight men. You like it, because then otherwise it would not be fair. You allow one situation but not the other. So basically, women are in a crazy space right now. So I'm interested, intrigued by what's going to transpire moving forward. But I will say, if women allow men to play in the WNBA, it will destroy the WNBA, and a lot of women biologically would not have a position or a spot in the WNBA. So that's for them to fight the fight. I'm just giving an opinion, and it is what it is. But that's all I got. That's my take, and I'm out.